Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Today, we are highlighting one of our featured authors for the 2026 Our Words Matter Authors Expo. I'm honored to introduce you to an author whose words carry purpose, power, and impact. And let's dive into her story. Welcome in author Angel Charmaine. And thank you for joining us. Today, we are highlighting one of our featured authors for the 2026 Our Words Matter Authors Expo. I'm honored to introduce to you an author whose words carry purpose, power, and impact. Let's dive into their story. And welcome in author Angel Charmaine. Hello, and how are you?
I am doing well. Thank you so much for having me today.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I thank you for taking this time out of your day for me. And so we will just go ahead and kind of get right started and get into it. So Miss Angel Charmaine, who are you and what do you want readers to feel when they encounter your name as an author?
Oh my gosh, that is a huge question. Who am I? I am a woman after God's own heart. Fundamentally, I am also a communications strategist and an inspirational conversationalist. And I want people to see themselves. When they think of Angel Charmaine, I want them to think she understands. I
Okay.
want them to think whatever I'm going to pick up and read from her is going to allow me to see myself because
Mhm.
she gets it.
Okay. I like that. I like that for people to be able to, like you said, pick up your work and read something and say, okay, now I can see myself in that, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. All
Absolutely.
right. Awesome. Awesome. So, what inspired you to begin writing, and when did you realize that your voice carried purpose?
Oh, goodness. So I have been an educator for many years. I went to school to be a teacher.
Mhm.
I taught English, high school, middle school. I trained teachers in English language arts and all that good stuff. So I've been writing for a long time, but as an author, I didn't want to write. I tell
Oh
people
my
all the time,
goodness.
right, I am not a traditional author the way people think about it. I
Hmm.
don't write because I just like writing and I just want to put out all this work. I am a communicator, I am a conversationalist, and I write in order to help facilitate the conversations that I have.
Okay.
And so that's why I write.
Hmm.
I only write when I have something to say, something that I believe is of value that will be able to help other people. And back in January 2018 is when I penned my first book, and that was led strictly by the Holy Spirit. That's
Hmm.
strictly it's like you need to release this.
Yeah.
It was more therapeutic than anything. It wasn't something that inspired me to write. It
Mhm.
was more of I need to write this. There's a healing that has to take place within me, and that became something that has helped other women to heal as well.
Okay. Yes, I like that. And so, like you said, you mentioned therapeutic. So, and being that it's therapeutic, you said it helped you as well. So, was it a long, for that first book, at least, was it a long writing process? Or like, how was your therapy? Was it like you wrote something every day or every week or so? Or,
No, so it was not, I did not write it to help me,
hmm.
kind of like a therapeutic technique or something that I was using to help me at the time.
Okay.
I had already done the work,
Okay.
had already worked with the coach. I had already sat before the Lord. I had already done the things. And
Okay.
so what I had learned during that time of sitting before the Lord, during that time of working with the coach, I was able to release that on the paper. So
Okay.
it actually didn't take me very long because many of the things that I put on paper
Hmm.
have been in my journals for years. And so oftentimes what was maybe a journal entry at some point
Hmm.
shifts into something fuller. I think sometimes I remember receiving a comment, a review actually on one of the books where the person and this is something I believe a lot of authors have to kind of work through. The
Mm-hmm.
person said they liked what I had to write and all that good stuff, but they felt like it was more journal type
Oh,
writing, and they gave me a
oh
one
my
star,
goodness. Not a
absolutely.
one.
And I thought, now this kind of review is at least a 3, but my goodness, but and so I like for people to understand that my work is not a novel. I don't write
Right,
novels.
right,
I don't write self-help. I
right.
write books that give you a mirror so that you can see yourself. I give you the mirror so that you can actually see who you are,
Mm.
instead of me giving you the answers to all of the issues that you have. Yeah.
Okay, I like that. And so being that you mentioned that, the review, it was a negative review. So do you allow or how do they per se shape your writing when you get a negative review as an author?
That was actually the first negative review I had ever received out of
Yeah.
all of the writing that I have done. Everything else is 5 star, 4 star, and then I get this
Mhm.
one. And I'm like, ooh, what? Ooh. At first, it
Right.
feels personal, but then
Mm-hmm.
I have to remember that I am responsible for what I put out in the world. I'm not responsible for how people perceive and receive what I put out in the world. And so, if what they have to say
Mm-hmm.
is valuable, if I believe it's valuable for me, if what they have to say is something that I think, okay, I can use this to get better, get stronger,
Mm-hmm.
whether if it's my writing style or something of that nature, then I do take into consideration all of the feedback that I receive, because I'm not writing for myself. I'm writing for other people.
Exactly.
And therefore I do take into account what they say. However, a
Mm-hmm.
review like that doesn't help me,
Right.
because the person is not happy with my style of writing, but that's the style in which I write. I'm
Yeah,
not going to change that.
exactly.
And so that's just a preference. That particular
Mm-hmm.
person may prefer reading novels or
Mm-hmm.
material that is chaptered and all of these different things, but that's not the style in which I write.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, the feedback doesn't help me to improve for my writers unless I plan on changing my style, and I'm not.
Of course, exactly. Okay, so thank you so much. That was a great answer. So, um, who do you feel that you have been called to reach through your words?
Oh, goodness. 40-year-old plus women who have lived long enough to know better.
Yes, right here. Right.
And I'm okay with that. I think a lot of times
Mhm.
people will say, I write for anybody, everybody can read my work, but my work is not created for everyone. I know who God has called me to talk to. I
Mhm.
know the population of people that I'm specifically talking to. Does that mean that younger women can't read my work and benefit? Absolutely not. That's not what that means. Does that mean that a man can't get anything from my work? Of course, that's not what that means. However, when you ask, who am I talking to?
Right.
Who's going to benefit the most from my work is going to be women of a certain age,
That's right.
seasoned women who've gotten to a place where they have reared their children or they're taking care of aging parents. They feel like
Mhm.
their voice doesn't count, doesn't matter. Nobody really wants to hear what they have to say.
Yeah.
They're transitioning in their lives into this place of maybe empty nesting, trying to figure out what they're going to do with themselves, trying to learn to love themselves again, or just
Yeah.
accept who they are in the bodies
Mhm.
that they have in these perimenopausal,
Yes.
menopausal bodies. I talk for them, or to them rather,
For
in my
us.
writing.
Or for
For
us, I will
us,
say for
absolutely,
us.
absolutely. And but I
Yeah.
also believe that women who are in their 20s and 30s, especially women in their 30s,
Hmm.
especially women in their 30s who are getting ready to cross that 40 threshold, my work is absolutely going to be beneficial to them,
Hmm.
because it's preparing them for where they're going. And I hear a
Yeah.
lot of young women say, where are the elders? Where are the older women? Y'all didn't tell us this. You didn't teach us this. We didn't know that. And
Hmm.
my work allows you to see what is
Hmm.
going to be
Right,
when you
exactly.
get there. So by the time you get there, you have a different story than the rest of us had.
Mhm. Okay, okay, I like that because yeah, they need to know what to prepare for, right? Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes. So, what legacy are you building through your writing? Or are you building a legacy through your writing?
I don't think I've ever thought about my writing being legacy for someone else. I
Mhm.
believe any type of writing that you put your pen to the paper and you publish, it is going to be your legacy.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to create a legacy. Your written work is legacy. When I'm long gone, these books will still be here. My
Yeah.
voice will still be heard on these pages. I think for me, it's not so much about creating legacy, it's more about ensuring that the legacy I leave is one that I could be proud of if I were still here.
Okay.
Making sure that I'm leaving a mark that I can, clearly I won't be here to be proud of it or not.
Yes. Yes.
But I want to make sure that what I leave for generations after me will be useful. It will be something that's going to edify women as they mature and get to this place in life. So I'm not really concerned so much about leaving a legacy, more about making sure that what I do leave is
Mm-hmm.
something that's good and something that's beneficial and valuable.
Okay. Okay. I like that. I can understand that as a parent, of course, myself. So, that brings me to what particular books were you gonna may or may not bring to the All Words Matter Authors Expo this year?
I'm bringing them all.
Okay, yes,
I'm
okay.
bringing them all. I'm bringing my conversational narrative series, which
Mhm.
includes Speak with Chic. Let me see. We got Speak with Chic,
Yes. Mhm.
and this is the first book in the series. And then we have When I Met Him, which is the second book in the series. I have actually sold out
Awesome.
of the Runner's Lie, which is my latest
Okay.
edition of the conversational narrative series. I'm also going to bring God, I've Got Questions,
Okay.
which is the companion to Speak with Chic. It's a Bible study for women. And
Okay.
I think I see back
Yes,
there,
we do. I do. This is
sit with
one
you
of
for a minute,
mine.
sis.
Yes.
Yes, it is an authenticity workbook.
Yes.
I believe it's 31 days of an
Mhm.
authenticity workbook. I will have that there as well. I also have my two poetry books. So I'll have
Mhm.
all seven of my published works at the Our Words Matter
Okay.
Expo.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I'm so excited to have you back. And with that being said, can you tell people how you feel about being a three-time returning champion to the Hours Matter Authors Expo?
I'm excited about it. One, I'm excited because we have been connected for so long. I feel like I've watched your journey, and it's a full circle sort of moment, the way we met at an event that you were
Yeah.
hosting, and now
Mhm.
we're at a fuller event. I believe one that's probably more aligned with who you are
Yes.
in this season of your life.
Mhm.
So I'm really happy and appreciative to be able to have watched the journey and be a part of the journey, even if just a small part of the journey.
Mhm.
And it's always wonderful people who are there, other authors. I always get an opportunity to meet new people,
Mhm.
meet new readers, meet new authors. And it's just a really good time of fellowship. And I'm going to support you. You've been
Yes.
rocking with me and my company and what I do for so long.
Yes.
I believe in reciprocity.
That's right.
Believe in
You're
reciprocity.
gonna rock till the
And so
wheels fall
again,
off, right?
yes, 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 yes. I don't under if anybody who's watching this who has been connected to you for any amount of time who doesn't show up as a participant to come and see what it is that you do and support it, or they don't they're authors and they don't sign up. You know me.
Something wrong with them, right?
I won't know what's wrong with you.
Exactly. Something wrong with it. Yes, well, I thank you so much for that. I do appreciate it. Like you said, we've been there for a minute together. So yes, I do appreciate that. And I will always support your work that you do with Speak Up Sis, of course, as well. And so, Miss Angel Charmaine, I would like for you to complete this last sentence for me. My
I need
words.
to say this.
Yeah.
Y'all, she didn't give me any of these questions ahead of time.
Nope. Sure
I don't,
did not. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
right? Now I feel what my guest felt when I never gave any questions ahead of time. But okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'm ready.
You ready? You ready? Okay. My words matter because.
Oh goodness. Hmm. My words matter because they are either going to be life or death. My
Mm,
words have the power to bring forth life for me, or to cause death for me, or to be life for someone else, or
mm,
to kill something in someone else. And so I want to make sure that whatever I am saying out of this mouth, or whatever I'm writing with that pen, is
mm.
giving life to both me, the writer, and the reader.
Okay, I love that because life and death is in the power of the tongue. So
Absolutely.
what we
And these
write,
are my
those
words
thoughts
on
matter.
paper.
That's right. Exactly. Exactly. So if you all didn't hear her, she will be at the third annual All Words Matter Authors Expo here in Aiken, South Carolina. It's going to be at the Senior Life Services Center here on 1310 East Pine Log Road in Aiken, South Carolina, on Saturday, November the 14th, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Miss Angel Charmaine, I would like to say thank you again so much for being a part of this for the third year. And I look forward to
You're
hosting
welcome.
you. You're welcome. I look forward to hosting you this year and the years beyond. And you have a wonderful day, and I will see you at the expo.
Absolutely. I'll see you there.
All right. Thank you.